Season 24 of The Bachelor has been more dramatic than ever, and we have Victoria Fuller to thank for that. But the more we get to know the contestant, the more we realize that she's not who she pretends to be. Victoria's true colors are slowly coming out, and clearly she's not the shy and insecure girl she wants Peter Weber to think she is. Watch until the end to find out about Victoria's secret past and how it's coming back to haunt her in the most despicable of ways. This video contains spoilers, so you've been warned.
You literally just came in here to act like that? Are you kidding me?
Excuse me?
The final three have officially been chosen by Peter Weber, the Bachelor of Season 24. Hannah Ann, Madison, and Victoria F. are still in the running to become engaged to the pilot. However, viewers are confused as to why Peter gave Victoria a rose after failing to meet her parents. He did visit her hometown for that very purpose, after all. A heated argument broke out between the couple when Peter's ex-girlfriend Marissa crashed their date to spill the tea on Victoria's dark past, warning him to be careful.
You're a great guy, and I don't think that you deserve what you're on a date with right now.
Yet somehow, Peter proceeded to give Victoria a rose, choosing to send Kelsey home despite having met her parents. One of Peter's friends claims that he knows the real reason Peter picked Victoria over Kelsey, and it may or may not have something to do with the fantasy suites. But more on that later. Peter and Victoria have shared a special bond since the very beginning of the season. But since the Victoria drama seems to have been fabricated by the producers of the show, it could be that Peter chose to give her a chance to redeem herself. But just what is Peter Weber getting himself into? And does he truly know who Victoria Fuller was before competing for his heart on The Bachelor? Dating history aside, we know that Victoria was born and raised in Virginia Beach, and she considers herself to be very involved in her community. At age 25, Victoria Fuller is a medical sales representative who also works part-time at a yoga studio. She's a social media savvy model who loves listening to country music and spending time with her dog Buxton. On paper, Victoria's life seems to be perfect, but there's something about the season 24 contestant that just doesn't add up. According to Victoria, she suffered through a terrible breakup before applying to compete on the reality
Doesn't really match up to what I want.
She got over the breakup by hitting the gym and working on herself, both inside and out, and now she's ready for true love. Although Victoria and Peter have been hitting it off, Victoria has a dodgy past that she hasn't been very honest about. Unfortunately for her, the internet knows everything and the cat is out of the bag. Let's start with Victoria's criminal record.
You've caused a lot of other relationships to end.
In 2017, when Victoria Fuller was 23 years old, she was arrested and charged for driving under the influence. The arrest took place on August 25th in the early hours of the morning. According to People, the news of her arrest was brought to them by a spokesperson for the Virginia Beach Sheriff's Office. This spokesperson explained that Victoria had been in their custody for a few hours after being arrested for a DUI. After obtaining the court documents of her arrest, Entertainment Tonight revealed that Victoria had been found guilty and sentenced to 1 year in jail. However, her sentence later got suspended and Victoria was given 24 months of unsupervised probation instead. On top of this, Victoria's driver's license was restricted for a full year. Viewers were surprised to find out about Victoria's reckless history, especially since it didn't match with how she chose to present herself on the show.
Oh my God, is that appalling?
Early on in the season, viewers knew that Peter was smitten by Victoria, but fans were worried that Victoria was putting on a show to seem more likable. Despite being a model who posts on the regular, Victoria had a meltdown on week 2 during a group date fashion show. To win a $20,000 shopping spree at Revolve, the contestants had to strut down the runway. However, moments before taking the stage, Victoria panicked over her insecurities and burst into tears.
I'm scared.
She later told the cameras that she felt like she was self-sabotaging. However, viewers couldn't help but notice how quickly Victoria bounced back when it was her time to shine. She went from being nervous and scared to walking down the runway with so much confidence it was scary. But despite her meltdown, Victoria came in second place. It just didn't make any sense, and fans of the show took to the internet to say that they weren't buying it. Viewers concluded that Victoria was pretending to be shy and insecure to appear more vulnerable and raw to Peter. They suspect that Victoria is a master puppeteer who has little remorse over her actions as long as she gets ahead.
I feel like noticed.
Speaking of getting ahead, Victoria chose to get her start in the fashion industry by modeling for a brand with insensitive and backward views, a decision that would come back and haunt her in more ways than one. While on the show, Victoria won a modeling prize and was rewarded with the opportunity to be featured on the digital cover of Cosmopolitan. However, when it came out that Victoria had modeled clothing with the slogan "White Lives Matter," the editor-in-chief of the magazine refused to publish the cover. But this didn't stop Peter Weber from defending Victoria's integrity and honor. During an interview with Yahoo's Build series, Peter said that he still thought Victoria was a good person. He also asked viewers not to be swayed by what they saw. Before season 24 of The Bachelor started filming, Reality Steve was bombarded with dozens of emails from women claiming that Victoria was scandalous and could not be trusted. Reality Steve confessed that in all his years of reporting on the show, he had never heard so many negative stories about one single contestant. Most of the emails accused Victoria of breaking up relationships and backstabbing her friends. But we'll cover this topic in more depth a little later. Reality Steve posted an article explaining every single email he had received. He also voiced his opinion on the matter, claiming that he felt these accusations were legitimate. He explained that production knew about Victoria's shady past and had even contacted the women who were throwing shade her way.
What is this right now?
I don't know. I have
why are
nothing
you
to say
being
to you right now.
Just when viewers thought that things couldn't get any more dramatic, Peter Weber took Victoria Fuller to a private Chase Rice concert, and Victoria was surprised in the worst way possible. Turns out she and the country star used to date. What's worse is that the producers of the show knew about Victoria's dating history and threw her under the bus anyway.
Good concert, though.
During an interview with ET, Chase defended his ex, claiming that she was a good person. However, he also revealed that their relationship had been just as messy as their breakup. Peter and Victoria's date started on a high note, only to come crashing down in what would later be referred to as the most awkward date ever. Victoria came clean about her history with Chase, but when Peter seemed thrown off by the situation, Victoria stormed off in tears. Peter, Chase, and Victoria felt cheated by the show's sneaky curveball, but by the time Peter's ex-girlfriend came into the picture, that would be the least of their worries.
And
Like the singer, Chase? The guy that was doing the concert.
yeah.
After Peter went on what he thought was a wonderful date with Victoria, he was surprised by his ex-girlfriend Marissa Pence. Marissa, who is also from Virginia Beach, told him to be careful, stating that he didn't know what he was on a date with. She claimed that she and Victoria used to be friends and that she had a reputation of breaking up relationships and sleeping with the husbands of her closest friends, despite having attended their weddings. Peter was taken aback by Marissa's intel. However, she explained that she was warning him because she thought he was a good person who didn't deserve to get hurt by Victoria. But things took an even worse turn when Peter confronted Victoria, telling her that he had just been approached by Marissa.
Today I had an ex there too.
Okay.
Her name is Marissa.
Despite everything that went down during Peter and Victoria's hometown date, The Bachelor chose to give one of his final 3 roses to Victoria. This decision blew everyone away, seeing as Victoria was clearly a bad match for him. However, Peter's good friend Tyler Cameron revealed why he thought Peter was keeping Victoria around during an interview with Strahan, Sarah, and Kiki. According to Tyler, Peter is physically attracted to Victoria and wants to see where their relationship would go. Tyler stated that he thinks Peter wants what he can have, claiming that he wants to go to the fantasy suite with her. Whether this is true or not, it's clear that Peter sees something in Victoria. He would have sent her home if he didn't.
I would never give you a rose if I knew that.
Things got even more confusing when Reality Steve reported that there had been a showdown between Victoria and Marissa. TV show's Ace reported that Victoria called Marissa a loser and proceeded to lock herself in a bathroom, which she was soon asked to leave. According to Marissa, Victoria once threatened to slash her tires because she was hanging out with one of her ex-boyfriends. However, Victoria seems to have flipped the switch on Marissa, accusing her of threatening to fight her, which she claims is the reason she hid in the bathroom in the first place. All of this drama blew up in Peter's face and stopped him from meeting Victoria's parents during the hometown episode. Victoria was upset and acted super short with the pilot, choosing to play the victim card. However, the very next day, Victoria went to Peter's hotel to talk things over, and he chose to give her another chance.
Yes.
Victoria hasn't had an easy run on The Bachelor. She's been wildly accused of treacherous acts while having her past dug up for all to see. But despite being painted as a bad apple, Victoria remains close with her parents and siblings who believe that she's a good person who is being besmirched by the producers of the show. But viewers are put off by Victoria, who instead of defending herself and having real conversations, is choosing to point the finger at the bullies who are calling her out online. Although bullying someone is never okay, there's no denying that the evidence is stacked up against her. Do you think Victoria is being her real authentic self on The Bachelor? Or has the show used her as a scapegoat for drama and entertainment? Sound off in the comments.
Like, I can't. I'm so serious.
Thanks for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to The Things for more great content. We'll see you next time.